Welcome back, YouTubers, to another WWE Smackdown review with us, the British Fist. I am the straight talker, Mr. Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me, he provides the entertainment in the British Fist because, let's face it, I'm a pretty boring character with my straight talking. It's none other than NJ, exciting everyone more than John Laurinaitis ever will. In fact, subscribe above, like this video, and comment your thoughts on this edition of Smackdown down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the link in the thoughts below.
Yeah, so we must start this review on a sad note. Brodus Clay was in another dark match. Why?
The WWE just don't have any ideas for him. Yes, it's getting him on TV, he's on getting billed and that, but still they have no idea for him, so I guess the dark match might be the best place for him at the moment.
To be honest with you, he was the one thing that was fun on the show. But in honour of this mistake by WWE, we're going to be starting off our show this week with a Brodus Clay tribute, because if this guy's going to be in the dark match, he's still getting on our reviews, brother. Take it away, NJ. Funky Joe, no. Funky don't know. Yeah. Tyrannosaurus. Is all we got.
Yeah,
I don't have any other moves. The guy, that's how good the guy is. I don't really have any other moves, but you didn't botch your trousers. Anyway, but there was some good news in this. My boy from FCW, Damien Sandow, came out of Abraham Washington in the dark match. That was the one bit of good news from that. So let's start with this review, shall we, NJ?
Let's go for it.
We opened up this week's episode of Smackdown with Sheamus, the 2012 Royal Rumble winner. So nice to see him finally open a show after winning the Royal Rumble, isn't it?
Well, Sheamus, obviously, coming up to when he's going to announce who he's going to face at WrestleMania, he needs to make these appearances. He needs to get us wandering, get us to see him.
Yeah.
And like what happened on Raw, he needs to have something more solid for his build towards WrestleMania.
Yeah, and he's going to make his decision after Elimination Chamber, which makes sense because then we know who the champion is, and, you know, there we go. And then out comes Barrett, and out comes Cody Rhodes, and them two had between Sheamus and Barrett and Rhodes, they all had really quite interesting interactions. I kind of like them opening up with Sheamus, the Royal winner, having Barrett and Rhodes, and then Big Show coming down. It was just something different, you know, compared to, like, say, Daniel Bryan or whoever else opens the shows generally.
What I'm going to say about this is that when they all came out, including Big Show, the entertainment was there because they all had their puns at each other saying who should do what, just because Sheamus would not tell him what to do, would not take orders and that, so they all had a little nitpick at him.
My boy Cody Rhodes was on a roll in this segment, wasn't he? My God, he was taking the piss out of Big Show, saying, did you ever win at WrestleMania? Because this year, is it like Undertaker streak in reverse? You're just going to lose again? My boy coming out with the puns, bitch!
But then he got slapped down.
Oh, but that doesn't matter. He got some puns in. I don't give a shit. It's Big Show. He's 7 foot 500 pounds.
But the thing about this is that, yes, the entertainment was there, but you could see there's 4 in the ring, 2 faces, 2 heels.
Yeah, I wonder, at least Teddy Long didn't come out and announce it. That was a positive thing about this segment. But, I mean, it got about 10 minutes. You had them brawling, and the faces come out on top. So it set up that tag match for later, which you got announced after the opening segment. So, all in all, I found this opener, just because of the people involved in it, it was pretty good. I enjoyed this opener.
Pretty good open, the right people opened, and it all led to something that happened later tonight, as well as giving us some Elimination Chamber mentions.
Well done, NJ. You mentioned the Elimination Chamber a little bit more than WWE ever did. But anyway, let's go on to the next match. Great Khali versus Jinder Mahal. Does anyone else remember this feud?
No,
remember
really.
when Jinder Mahal married Khali's sister and he had him in that trance? God, at least they kind of try to play off the previous feud. I mean, they might as well if they're going to have these two face off. But at the end of the day, you got Great Khali in there, who's in the Elimination Chamber. They need to give him wins. He wins in 2 minutes. It did what it needed to do, despite not being the most entertaining segment.
The thing about this is that, like, just on Raw, you had all 6 Elimination Chambers wrestlers in one match, and that. With this, Jinder Mahal's not actually in the chamber, so they're having Khali versus him. So yes, it may give Khali a win, but nothing towards the pay-per-view. But
it's making him look strong. So I mean, I can take a pass on that because it is making him look strong against Jinder, who's essentially a jobber now. But there we go. Great Khali wins, makes him look strong. They kind of need to because he's been off TV for a while. So I can look past that.
2-minute match, yes, it's making Jinder look really weak, and especially when he's been against Sheamus in the past. A 2-minute match, made for SmackDown.
Yeah, well, there we go. But again, NJ, got a question for you. Do you like barbecues?
Oh, yes.
Oh, we here at the British Fist love a good old barbecue. It's just a shame that, well, Teddy Long, I'd have a great time at a barbecue with Teddy Long because he'd be having the banter, he'd have Oksana, he'd be doing his little Teddy Long dance, he'd be making some tag team ribbon steak matches or something. What a shame Daniel Bryan wouldn't like to be there. Because I would love Daniel Bryan to come to a barbecue. And this was pretty much reminiscent of their backstage segment that they had. Teddy Long's talking about the barbecue. Daniel Bryan saying, I'm vegan. I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat anything from animals.
And the thing about this, it just got a whole lot worse because then he mentioned being feeling sick to get on his match against Orton. And I just thought, just please shut up.
I'm the world heavyweight champion. Yes, 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 yes. I'm a vegan. I'm a Roma. No. Okay, let's move on to the next match. Because funnily enough, the Diva segment was a bit more interesting than usual this week. It had Beth Phoenix versus Alicia Fox. Now, do you remember when you had that match on Raw when Beth Phoenix got injured? Alicia Fox injured Beth Phoenix. All I can say is revenge is fucking sweet because Beth Phoenix squashed her in 1 minute.
I want to say it was a squash, but the thing about this match I do not like, Alicia Fox had too much power over Beth, and Beth, it should be this dominant heel that could have just taken Alicia Fox on a return revenge match. Yeah. But sadly, Alicia just looked too okay in this match.
Bottom line is she wins, so I'm not too bothered about that. But basically, Beth, during the match, tells Alicia to get out of the ring. She obviously doesn't. She wins a quick match. And then you have this very interesting aftermath when you get Beth Phoenix beating on Alicia Fox, and then out comes Tamina, and they have a little stare down. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, do we have a Divas Championship match at Elimination Chamber?
Well, with this match, again, yes, Tamina's been working on Natalya, and Natalya, the way she's been going, I don't think it's really much of a build, because obviously Natalya's just been buried, so yes, Tamina wins, but in the wrong way, and hoped it will become a match, because again, it's got a Diva that's been on a roll over a Diva that's not been doing great, and Beth Phoenix, who's been obviously great until she came back.
Yeah, indeed. So at least it'll be something different in the Divas division. We got this feud. I guess it will lead to Elimination Chamber. Who really knows? They kind of need to fill the card up because they've only really got 3 matches at the moment. So this should be a match to sort of fill up time, I guess. At least they're trying to build to a Divas feud, though. Very, very positive. But they're making a big deal out of this whole Beth Phoenix not having enough competition and shit, which means Karma. It's going to be Beth and Karma at WrestleMania, isn't it? Yes. That's how they're going to build up to it. Beth Phoenix not getting into competition. Karma comes in and says, I could beat you, blah, blah, blah.
It'd be a match that we all want to see, because obviously with Karma being the big diva she is against Beth, who's been on a roll and probably going to continue on a roll until WrestleMania, it's going to be a big match to watch out for.
An interesting Divas match in WrestleMania. I can't believe the last time we saw that was probably Mickie James versus Trish Stratus at WrestleMania 22.
Very true.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's go on to the next segment. Big Show and Sheamus versus Rhodes and Barrett. But before we get to that, NJ... Did you just fart? Did you just fart? Because they had a segment, and this just shows how highly WWE think of the Harts. Yeah, take note, Bret Hart. They have Tyson Kidd now farting. What the fuck is going on with this?
The thing I want to say about this is that Natalya was a diva that I could actually see WWE work with, making great things out of her. So getting her farting was a big mistake there. And then you got Tyson Kidd. Again, I've said many times, he should have stayed with his tag team partner and had some importance. And now you get him farting, it's making the Hart family look a lot worse than they did when they first came into the WWE again.
Fucking ridiculous. They take the Hart family, one of the most famous families in fucking wrestling, and then making them look like a joke. It's fucking ridiculous, in my opinion. We also had a Rock video package. We've seen them so many times now, we don't give a shit. Big Show, Sheamus versus Rhodes and Barrett. Good tag match, would you say?
I think it was a pretty strong match because you had all the right wrestlers in this match, and again, even though this gave you probably a main event bill, again, it was in the right place before our main event leading up to the rest of the show.
Yeah, you've got Sheamus there, who's kind of, these are possible opponents he could have at WrestleMania, so they did play off that quite well with him possibly facing Rhodes, Barrett, Big Show like they did in the opening segment. Sheamus gets the win on Wade Barrett. You know, you've got Sheamus, who's not involved in Elimination Chamber, Barrett, who is, but Sheamus is he is the Royal Rumble winner, so I can understand him getting the victory here. He's kind of probably slightly above like a Wade Barrett or a Cody Rhodes at the moment.
And this would be the perfect time for me to say that at this moment in time, my favourite 2 wrestlers are Triple H, as known as God by many people.
Yes.
And we have Kane, who's a big monster that is gradually getting his monster gimmick back, but sadly it might not last. But now I've got a wrestler that I've been cheering for since he came into the WWE.
Big Show.
Oh no, because he was in Nexus, and damn, he was good in that, and that is Wade Barrett, so I'm going to be rooting for him all now long.
Does that mean our boys we're teaming up?
Oh yeah!
Our boys we're teaming up in a tag match?
Oh yeah!
Oh, best mark out moment of the night. Our boys were teaming up in a tag match, even though they lost, but that doesn't matter, they were still teaming up. British Fist are a team, Rhodes and Barrett, our mark-out boys, our team too! Well, yeah!
The thing is about this, I'm going to quickly mention this. Last week you had them lose because of Riccardi and that, and then you have them lose again this week. Again, they need to have their wins going into pay-per-view, but we've still got 1 more week, so fingers crossed there.
Yes, let's hope they look strong on the go-home show. The heels do need to look strong, guys. That's how you generally draw heat in the wrestling business. So after that, we had an AJ interview with Michael Cole. Again, this is ridiculous. To me, right, Michael Cole, it still doesn't make sense for Michael Cole to be berating Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is a heel. Michael Cole is a heel commentator. He should be licking the heels' asses. Instead, he's berating Daniel Bryan more. And it's annoying me how WWE is setting this up now. I didn't have a problem with the AJ Cole stuff. It's just that, God, Cole needs to stop berating talent in general, in my opinion.
There's 2 things I want to say about this. Number 1 is that, again, people could disagree with me, but Michael Cole's had a hatred of Daniel Bryan since he began. So for it suddenly to change, we're getting people thinking, okay, where did that suddenly come from?
Because he became heel, which is what Michael Cole likes.
With Bryan, I don't know. But the other thing I was going to point is that Daniel Bryan, you're a loser! You're a loser!
The Lex Man wouldn't like that.
No, but yeah.
But anyway, we get AJ telling Cole that he has done more damage than Big Show, that Cole never believed in Bryan and he has stirred things up, and that Cole should just shut his mouth. And at the time I was thinking, you know that love I had for AJ? Well, it just increased tenfold because she stood up to Michael Cole. I'm so proud of my girl NJ. She was pretty good on the mic. They had a very good exchange. And AJ, my heart is for you.
And the thing is, when we had AJ have a say, obviously Michael fought back and saying that he's getting paid to have his personality, the way he speaks, his great talent, all that. And eventually this brings out Daniel Bryan.
Yes, talks about being a great wrestler. And then he said he was a great role model. And then I just went, and the segment got boring, and I just really couldn't take any interest.
Yeah, you've got to recycle people, you know. I care for the environment. Oh, shut up!
Yeah, I recycle my chips because I use them as poker chips. Am I a role model?
Boring. Thanks for that, Daniel Bryan. We come to a wrestling show and we have to hear you talk. Great.
Guys, did you know I'm a role model? I eat meat. Just saying. But anyway, so the segment, it was good with AJ and Cole. I like the AJ Cole stuff, even though I didn't think it had too much relevance, but it's extenuating the storyline that Daniel Bryan's in, which I'm not too interested at the moment. But at least it was a good segment. But then when Daniel Bryan came out, it kind of went a little bit downhill. But it just pisses me off that during the whole night, we had Daniel Bryan trying to get out of his match with Randy Orton, and it's bullshit like this that makes me not want to get behind Daniel Bryan because he's a chicken shit heel. Why the fuck is he trying to get out of a match with Orton when he's a heel champion? And people that tell me he's not a chicken shit heel. Well, tonight, guys, you just saw why Daniel Bryan was a chicken shit heel.
When it comes to Orton, yes, he's always on a winning streak, that you fear Orton and all that, but still, Bryan, we want to believe in him, and the WWE are booking awfully, in my opinion. You can have different opinions, but I just don't like how Daniel Bryan's been booked, and him getting away from Orton twice in this show, it was just ridiculous.
If they were going to do this, they might as well have gone and shoot on it and said, I don't want to go against Randy Orton because he's going to get me fired if I botch a spot on his bad shoulder.
It should have been, but obviously with Dealon stopping him twice, well done Dealon, you did your job.
It's either the title or AJ. Who do you think he chose? AJ, you're mine. By the way, we also had a Ted DiBiase versus Hunico match. Did you care?
Even though Hunico, I was going to think was going on to different feuds now to Ted DiBiase's injury, he comes back, the feud continues, and I don't really care for that now.
DiBiase's return match basically wins in 2 minutes, 45 seconds. It was a roll-up victory. We really didn't care. And then we got to a segment where we got a lot of video packages, kind of zoned us out a little bit, but we did skip them because we watched this on YouTube. Hooray for YouTube for allowing us to upload videos too, as well as watching Smackdown. And then we get a live call from the WXO over here in Abu Dhabi. If you don't get it, get it. If you don't get it, figure it out.
And it was interesting because obviously he mentioned how great it is that he still has his job and how Raw's going to be interesting and that. But again, yes, it's getting hyped up for Raw, but it's a part of SmackDown, and hearing him speak.
He's live from Abu Dhabi, and he's talking about Mr. Excitement will be back on Raw because Shawn Michaels will be returning. Oh yes, I'm John Laurinaitis. Oh god, John Laurinaitis on the phone. You notice his voice is very different on the phone than what it is on the microphone, and the WWE Universe. He didn't botch as much, probably because they pre-recorded it.
No, most probably did, yes.
There we go, guys. John Laurinaitis on a phone call with Michael Cole. You saw it on WWE TV first. Anyway, main event time. Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan. This was hyped up from last week's show. We had Big Show on commentary as well, providing some very, very unique analysis in the match, didn't we?
Again, I'm not a fan of Hills being on commentary, but with Big Show, when him sitting there when he's in a feud with Bryan, I thought, okay, there's something going to happen.
You did provide some good analysis, though. I mean, he probably did a better job than Booker T ever could providing colour analysis.
I guess, and then you had like the whole commentary talking about the WrestleMania jokes we had early in the night. So instead of concentrating on the match, which was Orton and Bryan, it kind of dragged a bit, but yeah.
I will say this, Michael Cole, can you please stop burying guys on commentary like Big Show and Daniel Bryan? It just pisses me off when this happened. I thought this was a pretty good match. You had Big Show putting Daniel Bryan back in the ring and getting DQ'd for it, but Orton, of course, still hits his RKO because he can't have a match where he doesn't hit an RKO. The match went about 10 minutes. I thought the match was pretty good. The ending, I could look past. I don't think it was as bad as I originally thought it would be.
Well, the thing with the ending, again, you had like Mark Henry on commentary in the past weeks, and Daniel Bryan took advantage of that. He did the same thing this week. He's just cheating his way to get through his matches, and I'm really not liking this at all. But Daniel Bryan's going to do what it takes to retain and win matches. So
yes. Then you had Orton. You had from the result of Bryan's little DQ. You had Orton and Big Show going at it while Bryan was backing up the ramp, and you had the whole Bryan smiling, which is kind of like, I caused all this. They're fighting, and I'm getting away with all this. And he's like, this is kind of the way they've been doing it a lot recently. So, it was a good main event. I'm not sure about the ending, but I can kind of look past that in the sense that it was at least a decent match, and it's hyping something up between Orton and Big Show, which is kind of needed because it needs to be all on all rather than faces against heels in an Elimination Chamber.
The only thing I'm going to say is that I'm hoping bring back the punt and punt Daniel Bryan.
Why?
I'm just not liking his character. Maybe they can make him go out and come back in as a whole different character, but I'm just joking there because Daniel Bryan is making SmackDown very interesting.
That was very sarcastic.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so that was a pretty okay main event, yes.
Your thoughts overall?
Overall, it was a better SmackDown than what we've been getting, I guess, because there was involvement, there was video in-ring segments, some video packs that hyped up Elimination Chamber, which was needed in these last.
And WrestleMania.
Still WrestleMania stuff, but overall, the matches were quite good, but again, some of them were short, and yeah.
You had a good opener, I thought. You also had an interesting Divas segment, I thought, as well. You also had a good hour main event. The interaction between AJ and Cole was pretty good until Daniel Bryan came out. Sorry, guys, it's not that we don't like Daniel Bryan. It's just that when Daniel Bryan came out and started talking like he did, WWE just need to script him some better promos, in our opinion, because they're just boring. And the main event was pretty good for what it was as well. So SmackDown is a lot better than it has been recent. Like, remember when it was really shit before, when it had no views. So at least they're concentrating on what they need to. There was not as much filler in this show as there usually is. So this SmackDown for me was decent SmackDown. I'm going to give it something like a B-, something like that. C+, B-. It was a decent show. It didn't knock it out of the park, but it was still a decent show, which I think did some good pay-per-view hype.
The fact that WWE has something to work on, which is the Elimination Chamber, they did well with this, hyping up each bit and all the rest of it, so I'm going to give it a strong C-.
Yeah, a strong C-.
B-.
C+, B-. I was going to say that's a strong grade. Yeah. but anyway, yeah. So it will be interesting what else they're going to do. They've probably got like 4 matches, including a Divas match. They'll have Sheamus in there, probably maybe a Funkasaurus match. So who really knows? I really wish they'd set out some different matches they're going to have at the pay-per-view, because you can't just carry it on sort of 3 main matches. You need to give the card a bit of depth. So it'll be interesting to see what they do elsewhere. And they haven't really given us that yet, so they'll probably give us it on the Go Home show, possibly. Be interesting to see how many matches we get at this pay-per-view.
It would, because obviously it's the one coming up towards the WrestleMania now, so they need to work on the build as much as they can.
Yes, indeed. And in case you're wondering, guys, no WrestleMania 17 review this Saturday, as we're going to be putting up a TNA preview video. So that'll be up. I know you guys are really looking forward to the WrestleMania 17 review as much as we were watching it. That'll be up on Wednesday if you guys want to check that one out. But anyway, that has been it from me, Mr. Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me, NJ.
What's up?
Make sure you put your thoughts on this SmackDown episode down in the comment section below. And now it's time for us to outro the video like we always do, NJ.
And all I can say, people, is please leave your thoughts about SmackDown, because in all fairness, it was a better SmackDown than what we've been getting. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. And that has been it from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ. Till next time, people. Goodbye.